Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. Getting closer now to our mid-season finale. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on, so is Madison dead or what? And spoiler warning, if you are not caught up for Fear the Walking Dead, which means if you haven't seen up to Fear the Walking Dead, Season 4, Episode 6. So I wanted to go ahead and give our kind of updated thoughts on this one, and I want to hear what you guys have to say to start things off for today's discussion video for Fear the Walking Dead. Getting closer to the mid-season finale, but heads up, there's no Fear this weekend. They're taking a break for, I think, Memorial Day, but it will return with Episode 7 of Season 4 the week after. So not the Sunday, but the Sunday after. We'll get that one, and then the mid-season finale, I believe, is the Sunday after that. So we have a couple more weeks left. Well, 3 if you count the break week here, but 2 actual episodes left of the first half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. And it's gone by pretty fast, man. I mean, I feel like it was just yesterday we had Morgan in The Walking Dead, and I'm still kind of even getting used to seeing him in Fear the Walking Dead. It's still cool, and I'm glad at least we got to see one scene between him and Nick before, spoiler warning, Nick was killed off. So it begs the question, it brings into question, again, since this hasn't been answered yet, I did a video on this a few weeks back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, on the question of whether or not Madison is dead because she's not in the current timeline. You know, we've seen basically everybody now except for her. We even got confirmation that Naomi is still alive, but aside from Madison, I mean, we've seen everybody. You know, everybody, at least we know Nick was killed, but he was killed in the current timeline. Madison is leading, or is heavy concentration in the prior timeline at the stadium, but we have not seen her yet in the current up-to-date timeline. Also, when you have the vultures kind of roll up here, there's no mention or indication of what happened to Madison at all. They don't have her captive or captured. They don't use her to get the others to surrender. They don't, you know, pull her out like a Herschel Michonne situation at the prison with the governor there and say, like, stand down or we'll kill her or something. So it really looks like they don't have her, or if they do, they didn't bring her, which, you know, you think that they probably would because she might be able to get them to stand down and everything. So this one is really tricky. From what we've seen so far in the current timeline, I'd say just about everything points to Madison being dead. But that said, Fear the Walking Dead has done a really good job of kind of mixing things up and misleading the viewer. So even though, like, a lot of people after watching episode 6, they thought John was dead because he got shot, the showrunner came out and said, no, he's not. He's going to be okay, at least for this time, and he's going to have some more story left in Fear the Walking Dead. But again, you know, for Madison, it's like, just who knows, man. I mean, really, really, who knows? And again, we've given our thoughts on it quite a while now, you know, about this kind of concept. They killed Nick off, Madison nowhere to be seen. If you kill off Madison too, you're basically moving on Fear from what it was before, and you're taking it in an entirely different direction, because that would narrow it down to literally just 3 survivors left from the first 3 seasons, and they would be surprisingly Strand, Alicia, and Luciana, who Luciana I didn't even think was going to return in Fear the Walking Dead ever. We didn't even get to see her in like all of season 3, and you know, they kind of explained it with Strand kind of providing exposition, explaining that after the dam, Nick went out to find her and did find her, but she was always a supporting character for Nick, so without him there, it's like, what the hell is she going to be doing now? Then we have Alicia, who, surprisingly, she might be the only one out of the Clark family to survive, which, I don't know if I want to say surprisingly, but kind of, because I would have thought that Nick would have survived over her, right? But, you know, circumstances have changed. And then, yeah, Strand, I mean, and he is one that I always thought he could be a long-term survivor and he could do really well. But I thought they might turn him into a villain, which they've never really. He's kind of been a villain inside the group, but he's never been against the group in terms of, you know, joining the Vultures or something like Naomi seems to have done here. So right now I'm still holding out hope that Madison is alive out there somewhere. But I think as the episodes go on here, and as we're seeing more and more stuff in the current timeline in Fear, the Morgan timeline, and we're not seeing her there or having an appearance in that at all. No one talking about her, acting as if she's poof gone. Like she's no longer, like Alicia hasn't even really mentioned her or said anything to let us know her fate. It really has been quite a pain, a bit frustrating, because we just want to get that answer. So is she dead or what? Like, what are we doing here? Are you guys doing a soft reboot for Fear? Is that what this is? Is Fear a new show in season 4 and going forward? And if Madison is dead, I would say yes, it is. I would say it's basically a reboot, and they've just continued on with the episode count, taken a few of those characters that are still from the original first few seasons and kept them in, but basically revamped the entire show, killing off 2 characters that I really thought would be in Fear until the very end. So I'm still holding out hope, but I feel like as we're getting closer to this mid-season finale, maybe in episode 8 could be her last episode. Maybe we'll see Madison be killed off at the stadium's downfall. Maybe the stadium falls and she dies in the process, and Alicia and Nick are able to get away, sacrificing herself maybe for them or something. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at mid-season finale saying, like, are they going to kill Madison off in the mid-season finale? And if they're not, how are they going to explain the fact that we have not seen her even once in the current timeline, unless she got totally separated from everybody, and she's not with the Vulture, she's not captured, she's just, totally different position. So biggest thing I'm hoping for is that we get a definitive answer before this half season is over. And if they do kill Madison off, what do you guys think about that? If she is killed, if she's overrun by zombies and beaten down as she's trying to help Nick and Alicia get away, does she sacrifice herself to allow them to live for her kids? What do you guys think about this one? How do you feel about this? And how would you feel about Fear if they kill Madison off too? Because I think it's really starting to look a lot closer now. We can't say for sure because this is a TV series, so they can have dumpsters and whatever else they want to put in to try to explain it away, even if it, if people don't agree with it always, they can do it. It is a TV show, but at the same time, it's like, damn, man, if they kill Madison off too, it's like scratch the first 3 seasons. We're just taking a few characters and we're basically revamping this whole show. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. I'm really hoping not, but it's starting to look more and more like that all the time. Steve J doesn't agree with me, though, because he said, fingers crossed Madison is feasting on brains. What would happen if Negan crossed over? Negan's going to cross over. Okay, come on. But if Madison, feasting on brains, she could be zombified out there somewhere, maybe getting to see. That'd be a crazy mid-season finale if you all of a sudden just see, zombie Madison kind of, walking up slowly or something on the others, right? Oh my God, man. I mean, what has happened to Fear the Walking Dead? It's like Fear of the Game of Thrones now. I'm going to call it Fear the Walking Dead. It's like Fear of the Throne, right? It's like, it's more like Game of Thrones than it is Walking Dead this season. It's crazy, man, what they've done with Fear. It's nuts. Insightful TV Talk says, hey, Trev, do you think Negan, do you think Negan hit Trev on the head with Lucille, causing a red bruise, right? So, I had a blemish here, and I got my eye is starting to feel a little bit of pressure behind it, right? So, Ragman Racing says, Travis is still roaming around, I bet, probably as a walker, or walking or something. And Travis had it the worst of like anybody. He's had one of the worst ever because not only did he, fall out and everything like that, but we are to assume that he's probably out there somewhere in zombified fashion in the sun. Like, the fall must have probably broken, a lot of stuff, I would think, because he was like out of it and he's falling, and maybe there were some trees and stuff in there too, but I would think at least a broken leg or two. So he's like one of those probably brutal zombies that's out there like crawling around with broken legs and shit, or a broken spine. Just like, just crawling around and go, oh my God, man. Travis had it bad, right? Nobody even gave him a bullet. It's like, oh, damn it. Dominick Ambrosio says, Q&A, Gale Anne Hurd on The Talking Dead said Michael E. Satramis was the same person who helped direct The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14 called The Grove, where Carol told Lizzie to look at the flowers. It also has some kind of directing role in not only this episode, as well as the next episode when Luciana has to make a decision whether or not to kill Charlie, which is definitely a callback to The Walking Dead. My Q&A is, do you think Luciana will kill Charlie? And do you think John Dorie will die and Naomi... Okay, so we know John's going to live, so there's that, right? But Naomi Laura will live. See, with her, I really feel like what's going on with her and him is that he's fallen in love with her, but I don't think that she, they're so different, right? Like, you have Naomi, who's so conniving and backstabbing for joining the Vultures and everything else that she's done. And John is such a man of integrity and character, and just kind of a bit simple, right? Just like relaxed in that way. So someone who's black and white like him, I don't think there's any way that they would work out together just based on who she is. And it's not him, it's her. They're just, man, they're so different. So I don't know how that's gonna work, man. That's really, really tricky, right? So what are your thoughts on this, Trev? I know it's a hard one. It's like, yeah. So for that one, that's my thoughts on the John and Naomi situation. As far as the other part, Luciana and Charlie, and whether or not she'll put Charlie down if it comes to it. That's another thing I wanted to mention too, was the flowers, right? Because you see Nick, he looks at the flowers, right? The blue bonnets. But Madison does too. And that's another thing, that... it's like, and this was before Nick was killed, so you have him looking at the flowers and then he dies. And now we see a current timeline where Madison is nowhere around. Are we to assume that she looked at the flowers too and she's dead? Like, are they going that cryptic? Is that what we're seeing? Oh man, that would just be absolutely insane if they killed both Nick and Madison. I would have never ever expected that going into the season, that we would see Fear the Walking Dead minus Nick and minus Madison. That'd be insane. But yeah, there are some people from the Walking Dead series that are working on Fear. Michael E. Satramis, he's actually one of my favorites from the Walking Dead. He uses a lot of music in his episodes. Like, he'll do a lot of music video type of stuff with some of the episodes. And some of it's really, really cool that he's done throughout. He did the episode start to finish from season 6. He's done a lot of them. A lot of people's favorite episode of all time for Walking Dead is The Grove. So, yeah, man, flowers all around, blue bonnets, Nick and Madison, check them out. So what does that mean? And then for your question, whether or not Luciana is going to kill Charlie, geez, man, that brings into some other questions. Like, I don't know, man. I just have no idea what's going to happen. Oh, my God, I'm just losing my damn mind. And I think that's probably good for today's video. Okay, one more. Negan TWD said, anyone notice at the FEMA camp when Laura was looking at the paintings, one of them was done by a kid named Clem, which is really cool. So that could be a possible Easter egg for fans of the video game series, which I never personally got into that much. I don't have a lot of, they take a while to play through, and I just don't have the hours to do it. But it's not that I don't want to. But yeah, that's really cool if they, were to do something like that. I think crossovers are good, man. I think Morgan proved this year crossovers are a good thing. It's not a bad thing to do that when you have a license for, Fear and The Walking Dead. And if you can do something like that and do kind of Easter eggs like that, yeah, that's great. Why not do it? So lots to talk about in this video, guys. Look forward to seeing your comments. But the biggest one with this one is, give me some logic. What do you guys think? She's looking at the damn flowers. Nick was looking at the flowers. Nick is dead. She's nowhere to be found. We don't see her with the vultures coming in. Is Madison dead? I'll put a poll here at the end of this video for you guys. You can check it out and vote yes or no. Do you think Madison is dead at this point or not? I really hope not, man, but it's really starting to look like it to me. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.